In the meantime, Danny, you've got this. It faced well-known problems from the very start, but now a scathing watchdog report shedding new light on former President Biden's floating Gaza pier. Washington Post headline says this: Biden's Gaza pier was more dangerous and costly than previously known, I'll say. Dan Hoffman with me now, former CIA chief of stations. And Dan, good morning to you. Couple bullet points on this absolute failure. 62 U.S. personnel injured. One U.S. service member died. $230 million to build and maintain, $31 million in damage to military equipment, 1,000 U.S. forces to execute, 20 days in use. Only 20 days in use. I mean, what else?
Well, there were a lot of warnings that the Biden administration received before they launched this ill-fated plan to help those 2 million Palestinians who were facing starvation, warnings about rough seas and potential terrorist attacks from Hamas. USAID warned that we were taking Israel off the hook. It was Israel's responsibility for international law to provide for the Palestinians, to provide humanitarian assistance. And then for the U.S. military, look, it's a zero-sum game. The U.S. military can't be everywhere all the time. If you deploy 1,000 U.S. troops to this humanitarian mission, which they should never have been deployed to in the first place, they're not there to do counterterrorism missions.
Why did he do it?
Well, I think, look, this is a case study in foreign policy and the extent to which the Biden administration made a frivolous decision designed to curry favor heading into a presidential election and feeling the pressure over Palestinians who were facing starvation. It just wasn't the right policy decision. And that's the lesson I think that we need to learn here. And we paid a great cost for this. Some made the ultimate sacrifice. And I could just tell you, Bill, I served in war zones with the U.S. military, and all we asked for was give us a clear mission and give us all the tools we need to keep ourselves as safe as possible. We know we're risking our lives, but let's do everything we can to keep ourselves safe. We didn't do that in this case.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about Ukraine, Russia, and maybe a changing tone with regard to Putin. Two sound bites here, okay? First, I want you to listen to the Vice President, JD Vance, on Wednesday. That's okay? I'll let you get that. Listen to Vance.
I wouldn't say that the Russians are uninterested in bringing this thing to a resolution. What I would say is right now, the Russians are asking for a certain set of requirements, a certain set of concessions in order to end the conflict. We think they're asking for too much. We would like both the Russians and the Ukrainians to actually agree on some basic guidelines for sitting down and talking to one another.
He also talked about how you got to listen to them for an hour, talk about the grievances they hold deeply and dearly based on history. President Trump was asked about Vance's comments on the same day and said this yesterday.
We are getting to a point where some decisions are going to have to be made. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it.
So, Dan, do you sense a tone shift here? And as we talk about that, remember Xi's in Moscow, right? Talking for several days there with the Russian leader.
I do sense a change in tone and also action. Look, the Trump administration tried to entice Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table. They tried everything they could to end the war through negotiation, and Putin made it clear that he wasn't serious about a ceasefire. As a result, the Trump administration has allowed Patriot missiles to be transferred from Israel and from Poland to Ukraine, and also they recently approved a $300 million F-16 package, supply parts to Ukraine as well. Look, at the core of Vladimir Putin's worldview is conflict and confrontation with the West. And there appears to be no getting over that. Putin wants Kyiv, and he appears to be relentlessly focused on that unattainable strategic objective. We need to drive a wedge between Putin and his axis of dictatorships like China. Xi Jinping is there in Russia right now. There's no denying the relationship they have. But we've got to make this war clear loser for Putin, and we can do that by continuing to support Ukraine.
All right. There will be more news with JD Vance later today when Martha sits down with him in Washington. We'll see what comes of that. Thank you, sir. Dan Hoffman, nice to see you. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.